Yo, what's poppin', Bama Standard family? Your man Stephen Smith here. Monday, March 3rd, Crimson Tide returns to spring practice. Everybody pumped up about that, and in continuing the conversation of topics that we got to discuss, we look at Alabama's wide receiver room. Who's that third dog? Who emerges as that third marquee receiver in the room? We saw JaMarcus Shephard, wide receivers coach, on a recent podcast. He talked about we didn't have no dogs in the room. You know, guys weren't doing what they were supposed to do, and things didn't go how they needed to go, and not sugarcoating anything. He uncovered so much, unpacked so much in a recent podcast. And while, yes, you only had two guys that had the biggest numbers, that being Ryan Williams and Germie, both of those two coming back. But there's a different layer to why the receivers didn't have the success that they had. Yes, some guys did not do their job properly. I understand that, whether that is blocking or catching the football. But a good bit of that was the receivers felt like they couldn't make the plays because they didn't have the quarterback that had the acumen of distributing the ball to them to where they felt like they really could make plays, right? As good as Jalen Milroe, the young man, the character was, you were missing Jalen Milroe, the accurate quarterback. Jalen Milroe, the distributor of the football, to give these young men, to provide these young men a chance to make plays and succeed and get the numbers they wanted to get up. And that's the reason why you no longer see a Kobe Prentice, a Kendrick Law, a Caleb Odom, and Emmanuel Henderson, a Jaron Hamilton. There's a reason why so many of these young men at the receiver position transferred out of the program. However, behind Bernard and Ryan Williams, you do have some guys. You do have Isaiah Horton, of whom you brought over from Miami. That guy's a dog, 6'2", 6'3", can catch the football. Is he the number 3 option? You do have Rico Scott, who popped off the last half of last season. He can play. You do have Jalen Hale, of whom prior to a knee injury he suffered last spring, he was positioned to be a starter at one of the 3 receiver spots. He's back healthy. You've got Cole Adams. Yes, he's coming back from a shoulder issue or an elbow issue and a leg issue as well, but he's back on the roster. You've got Jalen Mbakwe, who's going to play some receiver this season. We saw him, or next season, we saw him in the bowl prep getting some receiver work in. You also have guys like Latsier Brooks and Derek Meadows, the 2 freshmen. So you've got guys. But who becomes that third dog in the room? Do not sleep on Isaiah Horton. I love what Jalen Hale brings. Rico Scott could be the third guy. It is going to be very intriguing. Once again, it starts off with that continuity between the quarterback and the wide receiver and the play calling of Ryan Grubb. It's going to be very fun to watch these receivers in action when you look at the upcoming season. I'm your man Stephen Smith here, Bama Standard family, just giving my thoughts here of who could be that third receiver in the room. Don't sleep on Isaiah Horton. Could be Jalen Hale. It also could be Rico Scott.